And Harribel, you know, she was the only female spotter. You know, she actually replaced the female spotter named Nelliel. And Nelliel was the third spotter, but then she replaced her, you know, because she had the, you know, qualifications to do what Eisen told her to. And Nelliel was kind of, uh, I don't know, Nelliel was a bit more independent or not as grateful for what Eisen could do for her. You know, and Tier Holly Bell was. He was like, okay, I'll help you fight against these Soul Reapers and shit. You know, it makes sense to me. You know, we're hollows and there's, you know, Soul Reapers, and you gave me this power to protect my fractiones, which I love. So I'll, you know, help you out. She ended up fighting against Toshiro Hitsugaya. Now, Toshiro Hitsugaya is weaker than she is, but he had, you know, to push past his fucking limits during this time. You know, and he did, you know. They were all like, you know, Hitsugai, you have to fucking pull through for us, because like if that water comes down, we will all, you know, might perish, you know. And they were all cheering him on, and he was able to freeze her ice, you know, and keep her, you know, at bay, you know. And then he like ended up, you know, defeating her, but then she was still like, she wasn't outright defeated like the other guys were. Eisen had to come up and, you know, cut her down, and she actually survived the onslaught of, you know, or the invasion, or whatever. She survived the, you know, the Soul Reapers and shit. And she was, you know, later, you know, went back to Wakamundo. She since then went back to Wakamundo, where she also met another one of her, you know, guys that was still alive. But Cheer Holly Bell, um, her strength is at 87%. With a speed of 89. She has Tiburon. That's her, you know, Resurrection. And she has water. She uses Cascada. She uses a whole bunch of water, and she shoots out a whole bunch of yellow reactor. Um, she had a lot of that too. Speed is at 89, like I said. Durability is at 90%. 91 for endurance, and then intelligence is at 84%. With the 85 for the experience, and then 88 for her close skills. Range skills are 88 too, and then a 90 for a recoup. No, because, you know, her hacks are at 87%, with the 87.9 for her overall power score. You know, I was gonna sleep on the girl because, like, you know, weaker characters do beat strong characters. You know, and Hitsuga was a bit weaker than she was. You know, but, you know, he didn't outright defeat her because it was Aizen who, you know, put a knife to her and shit. You know, and she still survived that because she was still, you know, there later and shit. You know, that girl, one of them girls and stuff. But no, and one of them girls and stuff. But she did her part, and you know, he just ended up betraying her, and that's how she ended up falling. But that's Tier Holly Bell. Be cool, call in the corner.